So yeah, there's a chat box. Oh, good. Yes, people can hear. It's good. Beautiful. Well, as people are continuing to join on, I would just love, there's a bunch of new names that I'm seeing. So I would love to know where you are tuning in from. Oh, good. Yes, yes. Oh, thanks, Iris. So I am in a physical location. I am in the Appalachian Mountains in Asheville, North Carolina. And it's a sweet, well, technically I'm in Black Mountain, which is about 20 minutes east of Asheville. And oh, Charleston, awesome. My family lives in Charleston. I'm actually going there tomorrow. I'm excited for some warmer weather. Miami. Oh, Asheville, sweet. Awesome. Great. Oh, some South America in here. That's fun. Okay, loves. Well, we'll get going. So, for those who have not worked with me, well, my name is Caroline, and I have been working with sound or letting sound work me for over a decade, pretty seriously. Oh, Ireland. Yay. Can't wait to get there. I've never been there. And my journey with sound, like many of us, started just by my love of music and my obsession really of music, whether it's listening to music or playing music. Would sing, for me, it was like singing, like in our third grade doing Paula Abdul. But I grew up listening to, my parents' records, and music was a big part of my upbringing. And like many of us, we can have soundtracks for different phases. And it wasn't until I was actually in high school and I saw some Tibetan monks doing the throat singing and at this concert. And I had a profound opening, like my whole being just knew it, even though I couldn't do it at the time. And I didn't have the language then either to know that I was tapping into a past memory, but it was profound. And I never forgot that. And it was kind of like, oh, I'm going to check that out. And I went to college a year later and found myself in another situation where I was studying with Tibetan monks, and they would come into the fire, and they would do the throat singing. And what I had found with the sound, it switched my consciousness even more than hours of meditating. I started meditating when I was in high school, and then became really dedicated when I was 19, and would spend hours and hours of meditating and feeling into the states of consciousness that I did reach when I was meditating. When the sound came in, it was like another ball game. And I was like, I knew there was something more to it. And then fast forward, I started studying, or when I say study, I started to get the initiations with a teacher of mine, Tom Kenyon, who's out in Seattle, and he channels the Hathors, which are actually back there. And that's Sekhmet too. And so I went through, I've missed only a couple of the initiations that and workshops he does over the last 11, 12 years. And through those initiations, through sound, I remembered my own practice of being a sound channel. And I took sound healing certifications, and, I went on the more Western point of view of sound healing, which is beautiful and wonderful. It's just not the essence of me. I come from a very feminine, intuitive sound healing. When someone asks if I am a sound healer and I say yes, when we get talking and they want to know the notes of the bowl and, what I do with the chakra system with the notes. And I don't know any of that. I do work with the energy system, and I work with bowls, and it's a very much a guided process. So I've been in the healing arts, gosh, every time I'm like, it gets longer and longer, but over 15 years, and deep practice for a decade, and teaching for a while now. And so what I have found is, especially for Westerners, when we can let the mind go and listen and let sound come forth from that deep listening place, profound healing happens more than when we are trying to hit a certain sound frequency. So it's a fun, it's a beautiful way I have found to work with sound. And so tonight, and like why you've signed up for here, is I've been really tending to the ancestors. My father passed about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, and so it's been really up for me. And I had already been sitting with the series that I've been wanting to do with sound, and it came very clear. I had my idea of, like, in the mind, I was going to work with this ascended master, and we were going to do this and do this geometries. And then when so I have my ideas, and I always sit and I open up space and I ask, like, what actually is alive and what wants to be birthed and come onto the planet right now, and work with the group soul. So all of us together from all over the world have decided to be here tonight, which is pretty miraculous if you think there's billions of people. And it was the ancestors, and the ancestors were like, it's time to help people, like, get the medicine in the bones. And that's why I love sound, especially, is so I can sit, and I do in my sessions with one-on-one, sit and be a channel and listen and help deliver certain frequencies and energies. But when I add sound in, it brings it to the physical, this physical sound, and it lands in the physical body. It lands in the bone. It helps to light up the cellular level in a way that's immediate, and it brings the light in a very tangible way. So what I was hearing and feeling into the group soul of who would be here, which is also how tuning into, all of us, like, what's being asked. Why are you here right now? There's already been a divine orchestration for all of us to be here. And so what I was hearing is, there's a lot about ancestral healing coming out, which is beautiful. And we've been, whether you've been learning on how to help the unwell ones, and what I felt so strongly to help be the channel to transmit is, how do we open up ourselves to the medicine that's already there, from the well ones. So, because when you're working with the ancestors, there is a disclaimer of, when we just call in the ancestors. Well, there's a lot of our ancestors, especially those in the West and colonization, and there's a lot of messed up stuff that's happened that our ancestors have been a part of. Um, and they might not have been there may not be well on the other side. They might be still working it out. And so why it's so important when you're calling in the ancestors in your sacred circles and your own life, when you're feeling into, is to call forth the ancient ones, the well ones, the shining ones in your lineage. And, I did not do this for a while. I called in the ancestors, and I would have all these, profound experiences that were really beneficial in a lot of ways, to my body, especially. I would notice that when I would do these big ceremonies, call in the ancestors, but not qualify the well ones, I ended up with migraines. I had all these things go on in my physical body, attachments. I'd go see my mentor. It's like all of a sudden all these attachments were happening. And so, but when I woke up to the well ones, and then I did a training with Daniel Four's work, Sarah Four, his wife led it. And it was a profound shift. I had already been intuiting, especially when I go to group circles, when the leader is calling in all the ancestors of the whole group, I could feel, like, part of me was like, rah! Oh, I could feel all of it. The well ones, the unwell ones were all there. And, it's similar to life. That's just what happens. Like, we go to circles all the time where there's well and unwell energies happening all the time. So it's not necessarily to not engage, but to gauge in a way that's conscious, in a way that you're also protected. So that's a big part of this, is what I was told, is to really, in a safe, protected space, to access the well ones that then can help you expand more and to really lean on your lineage, lean on the wisdom of your lineages, lean on the medicine that's there that you might not be fully aware of or fully accessing. So I have my bowl here, and in just a moment, we're going to, this is experiential, it's more of an activation and initiation. We're going to go into an experience, and I will guide it so get comfy, turn off all of your things, and close the tabs, and to be in a comfy space where you won't be disturbed, and that you can really let the energies, let the sound codes open up that space within you. So we'll do that here in a moment. And I just want to take just 1 or 2 minutes to see if anybody has any thoughts or any comments or anything that might be an aha moment or triggering or anything that anyone wants to share before we go into it. We will end on, I won't speak very much at the end because I want you to be able to really sink into it. So the most powerful time of any sort of sound healing or sound transmission specifically is afterwards. So if possible, I do not recommend, jumping into busy mind, jumping into cars, jumping in and getting into left brain activities again, if you can. And so you really want to let the frequencies do its thing, which is really the most powerful afterwards as well. So I'm just going to see if there's any comments that want to be made. It's great to be here with all of you. I would just be doing this in the room by myself, which I do, but it's nice to have all of you here. Okay, so no comments so far. Oh, something was coming in. Oh, just before, because I don't want to go into, new message. Want to go into is, I don't want to go into like the left brain. This time next week, we will be doing I'll be doing another sound piece, and it'll be about feeling in and then channeling your soul song. It's a really powerful exercise. I love doing this. It really helps. So when you're out in your day, you can access and really call in your soul song. And there's a certain way we can really get we can access that in a different way, which is super healing, especially if things have been a little bit crunchy in your life, where it's like, that there's this path that's about to open up. I've been working with a lot of people that it's like, I feel it. I'm about to get there, but it's not quite here. So that's a really good, incentive to come and really feel into your soul song, which we'll do next week. Oh, the Hathors came into recent Mesa sitting. Awesome. Yes. So, Charlene, that's I'll answer that at a different time, or you can email me. Yay, soul song. Awesome. So we're going to dive in. So, get comfy. Closing your eyes. First, tuning into the breath. Noticing what you notice, what might be present. Sensing where you are in space. Even if the mind doesn't know what that means, just feeling where you are in space right now, sitting in your home or somewhere else. Feeling the breath reach down into the belly, extend the rib cage, open the heart. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Bringing yourself into present time, summoning yourself to yourself through all dimensions, all lifetimes, all timelines. Sensing the pieces of yourself return, return. To be here now to receive the good medicine of your great ancestors, the well ones. Beautiful. Feeling those who've come before you. You are the fruit of those labors, sitting right here, right now, April 3rd, 2019. You that carry the blood of your ancestors, the wisdom, right there. Tuning into your circulatory system, the blood moving, your heart pumping. And as we move forward, feeling surrounded by your guides, the angelic ones, a circle of light and grace and protection, knowing that any energy that is offered from the well ancestors of your lineage is for the highest good in this moment, in this time, in this lifetime, where you sit right here, right now. And that only the well ones will step forth, only the well ones, the ancient ones, the healthy medicine ones offer. Mm. In celebration, honoring the ones that are stepping forward. So, asking for one well ancestor to come before you, feeling them come possibly from the back, then coming around, perhaps in front of you, perhaps staying to the side, whatever, trusting the movement of this well ancestor. What line do they come from? Trusting what you receive. And if you receive nothing, that's perfect too. Trusting the lines, trusting the good medicine. With this well ancestor before you, breathe. And opening to receive the good medicine. It could come as an insight. It can come as a felt sense. You may see something, you may not. All is perfect. When the mind wanders, just bring it back to receiving the good medicine of this ancestor. You may feel it in your body, your cells. It might just be a knowing. Letting the sound just wash over. Feeling the good medicine, the light, the activation from this lineage, filling up, filling up, filling up. Thanking this ancestor. They may offer you a gift. Open to receive it if it feels right to you. You may offer them a gift. That answer steps aside. Another well ancient one comes forth. This one a little bit further back than the one before, a little further back in the lineage. Again, intuiting what line this comes from. It might be the same line, it might be a different one. What is the message? What is the medicine? What is the offering flowing through your blood? Kanaya, 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 kanaya. Kanamaya, kanaya, kakakanana, kanana, kanana. Tuaya, nasha, kanaya, kataya. The same as before. Taking in the good medicine, the activation, the gift, receiving a gift from this well ancient ancestor, perhaps giving them a gift. We're listening to the exchange. What is the message? What is the offering? Giving gratitude as this ancestor steps aside, welcoming another well ancestor from this lineage or another one. What is the medicine of this line? Where does the medicine want to land for you, in you? Opening just a little bit more, letting in the light. Opening to receive the medicine of this line, giving your gratitude, perhaps a gift, opening to receive the gift being given. Ancestor steps aside, and the final ancestor that wishes to come forth, ancient of ancients, bright, shiny, luminous one, steps forth. Ancient as the oak, brighter than the stars. Offering a light, a diamond light into your chest. Opening, keeping your awareness on your heart center. Unless you are guided to place your awareness other than that. When the mind wanders, just bring it back to the heart. The diamond light being offered. Breathing into your whole body, giving gratitudes to this last ancestor, as well as all of the ancestors that came forth for you this evening. Feeling the shift, the medicine, the offering. Receive, receive, receive. Feeling the blood shift, your cells shift. Feeling yourself fully back into your body. Letting the energy continue to transform, continue to awaken, and remember the wisdom that's in your bones, the knowledge, the healing, the gifts. So if you can, I encourage you to stay with it, to stay with the energy. Maybe perhaps write in your journal when you feel called. Pay attention to your dreams as always. And I would love to hear some experiences if you feel like sharing in the Facebook event group, the Facebook events. And there's not too much more to say. There was some powerful energies coming through. And that's all I'll say about that right now. So, bright blessings on receiving the good medicine, receiving not just the medicine, but the evolution of your lineages and bridging the gap to really be in contact, be in conversation and relationship with the ancient ones, with the well ones, especially if that is not a practice, tuning into the well ones, the ones that are right there, that that are completely awake and remember and um, have gifts to offer to receive. Thank you so much for being here this evening. It's truly a gift and an honor for me to be able to share in this sacred space with you. So I went a little bit over, tried not too bad, but the recording will go out to you all as well as the transmission. And I hope you all found this helpful. And shoot me any questions you might have in the Facebook group. And oh, good. I'm glad it was helpful for y'all. And I look forward to connecting if you feel called next week. And yeah, be well and enjoy the energies. And even if it felt maybe, holy moly, yep. When this starts going, it is holy moly. Love it. To relax into the evening and get curious. So, love you all. And I hope to see you again next week. Okay, be well.